And welcome back to another episode of Staying Uncomfortable. And to our new listeners, welcome to the show.
So, what if we told you that in 3 seconds you could get rid of your anxiety and your stress?
In Staying Uncomfortable, we talk about gratitude a lot. It's part of our foundation, it's part of what we believe in. And I think gratitude is being talked about a lot and also being overlooked a lot as well.
Yeah, it's this whole concept of attitude of gratitude, right?
Yeah.
It's all over social media. It's the foundation of what we're building. And it's really what is gratitude, right? So in today's episode, we'll talk about the what, the why, and the how.
Yeah.
So let's start with the what, right? Like, what is gratitude? So gratitude is being thankful for what you have, not worrying about what you don't, while being in pursuit of what you do want.
And if you think about that, it sounds very complicated. It takes a lot of practice to actually start practicing gratitude. But once you understand what is gratitude, I think it's a game changer because it really helps you focus on the now and then why. Like, what is the main purpose of gratitude?
Yeah, and actually Helen Keller, right? Deaf and blind.
Yep.
She says, so much has been given to me that I have no time to ponder over what's been denied. If Helen Keller can be so thankful for what she does have, what's our excuse? Right?
Yeah, and I think a lot of times we get caught up into this life and the society and the things that we want, and we forget that how lucky we are to experience the life itself, and being able to focus on the now itself can change and shift your mindset and perspective of life itself.
Yeah, so let's get right into the why, right? Why must we actually practice gratitude?
Yeah.
And right away, we kind of talked about this in the introduction. It's because you can't feel sadness, disappointment, or really any other negative emotion when you're in that state. Even for those 3 to 5 seconds that you're feeling gratitude, you're not anxious about the future, which you can't control, and you're not anxious or depressed or sad about the past, which is also something you can't control, right?
Definitely 100%, because practicing gratitude and the why is the main thing you have to understand. You want to be in the presence, the now, and when you actually realize that what you have and what you're thankful for, it changes your mind.
And it gives you the confidence because you realize how far you've actually come.
Yeah.
So when you're thankful for, here are all the things that I have, here's how many years that I've lived. Wow, I have this, I have that. Oh my goodness, I've come so far, right? And it opens you up to receiving. So you and I were big junkies of law of attraction.
Yep.
And so we talk about how we're children of the universe.
Definitely you are.
And if you're a parent, you may understand this a lot more versus if you're not a parent yet. Think about if you had a child that you have just gifted a video game to, let's say an Xbox. And this child doesn't say thank you, goes and starts playing it, is unhappy because now they've had it for a few weeks, dust is collecting on it, and you're like, why aren't you playing with this? You've wanted this for so long. You've pestered me about wanting this Xbox, and now 1, you've never said thank you. 2, you're not playing it anymore. And they're like, well, because I don't have this video game. And you're like, why aren't you thankful for what you do have instead of wanting this next thing, right? Versus if the child was like, oh my God, thank you so much, I'm gonna play this every day. And then was like, I'm so thankful for what you've already given me. Can I have video game A? You'll think about it, you may take your time giving it to them.
Yeah.
But the fact that they appreciate it is there's a high probability and chance that you're going to give them that next video game because of how thankful they are.
Yeah. No, I think that's a very well, the analogy itself is great because think about what we want in life a lot of times. It's oh my God, now I want to go ahead and get this things and I want to go ahead and get this things. But if you take a step back and if you actually really get focused and say, I'm grateful for what I have today, and just let that sink in for a minute. Be grateful for what you have and see how it makes you feel, because you'll forget about all the anxiety, all the things that you have to do, all the shit that we always think about.
Yeah, so that leads us to what are things that we can be thankful for, right?
Yeah.
And one example we were using is like our senses,
Yeah.
right? So when you have a stuffy nose, which most of us, almost all of us have had a stuffy nose at some point.
Correct.
We think about, I wish I could breathe again, you know? You're just like you just can't do it, you're cleaning your nose, and you're just like, this is such a nuisance.
Yeah.
But then when you do get your clean nose, you're at first you're like, oh my goodness, thank God that I don't have to have that stuffy nose again. But then it's not like every day we're like, thank you so much for the fact that I can breathe without my stuffy nose. We stop thinking about the time when we had a stuffy nose, right? Immediately after, you do think about it, but as time goes on, you just forget about the time that 6 months ago you had a terribly stuffy nose. So your senses, the fact that you can smell, the fact that you don't have a stuffy nose, the fact that you can see, the fact that you can listen to this podcast, right? The fact that you can taste. Imagine if you could not taste your favorite food.
Yeah, I remember that, right? When I was in the hospital, like it was like, dude, like I couldn't eat. So like we're so, as you said, we're the children of this universe, and there's so much opportunity that we've been given to explore, from hearing, from feeling, from touching. And we take that for granted because we're continuously wanting more and more and more, while focusing on what we have and just being okay with what we have.
Yeah, and the one example that I really love that you gave is the shelter, right? The fact that we can control the temperature and the elements. We're not outside where it's raining or snowing or it's 100 degrees out. We're inside.
You have control over the temperature you like to be felt in.
Yeah, you can turn up the heat if you're cold. You can turn on the AC if you're hot.
Yeah.
You can, if you don't have an AC in your house, if you have a fan, be grateful that you can turn on the fan and feel the breeze.
And think about it, people who are homeless, right? They don't have this opportunity to do that. They don't have a nest. They don't have they're like go into the thermostat and be like, hey, I'm gonna change the temperature to make sure that I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling okay with my body and the temperature that I want.
Yeah, we take it all for granted.
These are the simplest things in life, right? But yet we tend to really go after the shit that we don't even know if we want. And when you get it, you're like, oh, this is it?
Yeah. And then family and friends, right?
Yeah.
Think about the family that you're grateful for. Think about your parents. You know, most of us have had parents that have given us the life up until this point. They've given us the opportunities for us, like being in this country. It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for our mom and dad, right?
Yeah.
So your family, your friends, the friends that call you out on your bullshit, the friends, you know, the group that we have where we're like,
Yeah.
what are you wearing? Like, change that shirt, right? Like
Yeah.
that honest feedback.
Honest feedback, right? And I think in one of the episodes we talked about, which was like, hey, like my intention, like if I'm having a hard conversation with you and telling you something, my intention aren't to tear you apart. My intention are that how can we build this friendship to a different level where I'm pushing you to become a better version of yourself? Are you surrounded by those people? Are you like thankful for those people? Because those are the people that are hard to find.
Yeah, and there's 7 types of friends we talk about too, right? Be thankful for all these type of friends that you do have. And think about who are the family members that you're really, really appreciative of. And I was actually thinking about that this morning. I was like, you know what, I'm going to reach out to one of my cousins because I actually look up to him. I never realized this.
Yeah.
And now I can't wait. When I go back home, like I actually want to spend time with him because I never ask him any questions, but he's just an amazing guy. So think about the family that you look up to that you're thankful for. Think about the friends that you're thankful for. Let them know. And Kevin, sometimes you'll wake up and you'll text our group and you'll be like, I'm so thankful for you guys. And we're like, what? But it's nice, right? It's nice to hear that. Nobody really says that.
Yeah, but it's also the fact, right? Because I'm thankful to a lot of people in my life, which is the reason why I'm here and what I'm doing, right? So I like to make sure that and that's one way for me to show gratitude, right? Which is where we're going to next, which is like, how do I show my gratitude or how do I practice gratitude? So for me, one way that I really like to showcase my gratitude is by words of affirmation, right? So I'm able to say certain things to, for example, you and my other friends, which is like, hey, it might sound silly. It might be like, okay, that's weird. But that makes me realize that I'm surrounded by the right people that I want to be surrounded with.
Yeah. And moving on to challenges.
Yeah.
So all of us have problems in life.
Yep.
All of us have challenges, all of us have goals that we're trying to go after, but there's obstacles in the way,
Yep.
right? The way I try to think of it is, these are not challenges that are in the way,
Mm-hmm.
these are opportunities on the way.
Yeah.
So when I think about all the challenges that I have in my life, I look at it as, you know what, this is an opportunity to grow, because this is not something you've done before. Now you can make decision A or decision B and then figure out what the outcome is. If it's not the outcome you desired, you've now learned how not to do it.
Yeah.
So, and that's what life is. It's just a bunch of experiences, and it's all learning and growing. So whatever challenges you have in your life today, just think of them as opportunities to grow and be thankful for these challenges, because they will make you a better person.
Yeah, and I think you have to change your mind as well, right? I think that has to be the biggest thing too, right? So when you're thinking about challenges and opportunity, if you cannot change your mindset to think of this as an opportunity, you're going to continue to think of this as challenges. So therefore, every single day, I think of this as an opportunity to go out and really go after my dreams, to really learn that, okay, how can I come over this obstacle, and how can I actually achieve this as an opportunity to become better?
Exactly. So let's move on to how to actually practice gratitude, Kevin.
So for me, as I said, I think there's 3 different ways that I like to practice gratitude. And practicing gratitude, remember, it's not like something that what I do works for you or what you do works for me. We're all individual, unique human beings, right? So like think about, like, you have a complete different spectrum of preferences in your life versus I do, right? So you're gonna have to literally do a trial and error, right? So if you're brand new to practicing gratitude, you're going to have to try different things and really figure out what's going to work for you. And this is a learning process as well, right? So for me, what works when it comes to gratitude is word of affirmations. So me actually saying things to people, then making sure that they understand that I am grateful for them to be part of my life. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing that I do is I listen to this affirmation video on YouTube, and I'm more than happy to share the link in the description later on. It's a 12-minute long, and it really puts me in the right mindset. It talks about I am, I have. It talks about really, really positive energy. It talks about actually challenges versus opportunity as well. Yeah. So I listen to that. After that, I actually stand right outside, like right by my window, and I really just let like universe and I connect. And again, this might sound silly as hell, guys, but this is what and how I practice gratitude. And then one thing that I also do is I carry this rock around in my pocket, right? It's a little small rock. I carry that in my pocket, and every single time I touch that pocket or touch the rock, I say, like, I'm just grateful for having my niece and nephew. I'm grateful for being alive today. And that's what works for me, and that's how I feel so much gratitude for my life.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and it works, right? Because you're just so happy the rest of the day, especially if you start it right in the morning.
Yep.
You're just in that whole, attitude of gratitude, and you just feel it every day. And then I notice that if I do it in the mornings, and again, there's many different ways to do it. You can put on YouTube videos first thing in the morning. You can just feel it. You can say it out loud. You can just think it. And what that ends up doing is, like, I'll notice sometimes that when I'm having breakfast, I'll be like, oh, I'm so thankful that I can eat today, that I have food, that I have shelter, right? Suddenly it will just, like, that attitude just flows in the rest of my day, and you're unstoppable. And then comes nighttime, and I do the same thing. And I think you and our other friend have seen that where I stand outside and look at the, just Michigan Avenue, right, on all the buildings, and I'll just be like, how did I get here? Like, this is amazing. These are things that I was only dreaming of, and now I'm standing right here. So I feel very thankful, not only in the morning, but at nighttime before I go to bed. And I think about, okay, in every different category of my life, I have different goals: in health, in wealth, in wellness, in happiness. Did I make any progress in each of those categories? And more often than not, the answer is yes to at least one of them.
Yeah.
And I'll just feel so thankful that I had the opportunity that day, and that's how I end my day. So, kind of recapping again, the ways to practice gratitude: you can do it in the morning, you can do it at nighttime, you can do it during the days while you're having your meals, you can have a rock in your pocket, or ladies, again, I don't know if you have pockets, but if you have like a clutch or a purse, you put it in there. You can journal, so if you're a writer, you can write it in the morning or write it at nighttime. And ultimately, it's just a feeling, right? It's once you have that feeling, there's this energy about you. And I've noticed this too. I know I'm going off on a complete tangent, but I remember I was looking at this one person on the bus, and she was just smiling. And again, there was nothing particularly like super attractive about her in the sense where she's not a model that's gonna walk a runway.
Yeah.
But I just noticed her smiling, and I was like, that is so beautiful. You know, and there's something magical about a smile that can change not only your own day, but somebody else's day. When you look at somebody else's smile, I guarantee you it's contagious. You will feel like smiling too.
Yeah. No, I mean, these are all the different ways that you can practice gratitude. And as I said, this is a trial and error, right? So like, you can't expect to like tomorrow morning wake up and be like, all right, I'm grateful. Like, you gotta actually work the process. You gotta actually enjoy this process and really go and start doing gratitude. So what we would challenge everybody who's listening to this is to really start with 3 days of consistency of gratitude, then go to 5 days, then go to 7 days, but start today, because the book that you're writing, are you currently happy with the chapters that are within your book? If something happens to you tomorrow, are you comfortable knowing that you actually did everything that you wanted in the life? If not, start today, because gratitude actually helps you be in the presence and now. And really think about the book that you're writing, because that chapter can end any given time. So start today. It's going to be hard, but practice gratitude, implement that in your life, and I can assure you that you'll be loving and smiling through the life. Till next time, thank you guys.